Smart men, funny men, and nice men usually don't announce it. They usually don't. I'm not saying you shouldn't. Like, if anything, something I have encouraged out of plenty of my male friends is to be very open about, like, your qualities and your strong suits. Like, trust me, I've told plenty of men, even men that I've dated, I was like, nigga, you are funny-ish. You're attractive. And you have a very good singing voice. Stop acting as if you are fucking chopped liver. You are not day-old steak, nigga. You are fucking filet mignon. Like, simply talk your shit and act like it. Like, there's one dude I know, I would say his name, but I don't want to draw attention to him, but he's pretty damn... Like, you know, he's a cute guy. He gets a lot of women, despite being technically morbidly obese, because he's very cute in the face. He's pretty damn funny. He's very charismatic. He's like this perfect balance of like cocky and confident, but then also like really sweet and shy, and he's fucking adorable. God bless. I still like him to this day, even though our little week-long making out fling ended pretty roughly. But some people, like, I should make up a name for him. Let's say Mark Sawyer. That works. So some people call it the Mark Sawyer confidence, because it's like, guess what? Mark Sawyer is fucking, like, obese as fuck. And, like, you know, he could go around like, oh, I'm obese, and I'm fat, and I'm unlovable, and I smoke weed all day, and I want to kill myself. But he doesn't, unless he's on stage. Then he jokes about it. But usually, nah, he's confident as fuck. He's like, fuck yeah, I'm Mark Sawyer. Damn, girl, you look fine. I love your body. Like, holy shit, you're amazing. Let's talk more. And he has this amazing energy. So because of that, he has a lot of friends, lots of power, lots of great opportunity. But I'd say he's still relatively humble. Probably because he is still deep down insecure. But at the same time, like, he doesn't feel the need to go around telling people he has a huge dick. Does he have a huge dick? Absolutely. Oh, that's a hog on him. Whew. But guess what? He doesn't need to go around telling people his dick is big. Because that would make him look pathetic. And men with big dicks are not pathetic. Neither are men with small dicks, until you meet them for their personality. Actually, it is kind of funny. I've been with dudes with small dicks, and I'm gonna admit, there is a correlation between, like, confidence, how they treat others, and their dick size. Like, I'm just saying. But don't worry, you're worthy. Just regarding of your penis, just fucking be confident. Simply put, before you get mad at me, small dick havers, I still love you. I'd suck the shit out of that little Smokey. And then Nathan Fielder, he showed his penis on the curse. He has a very small penis. But guess what? I saw it and I got extremely attracted to him. I was like, fuck, he's hot. And he jokes about having a little penis, and he's confident in his little penis. And guess what? I would fuck Nathan Fielder. We know that. But he's married. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting a little off topic. Either way, men with big dicks don't go around telling the world they got big dicks because they don't need to. And also, men who are usually pretty confident in whatever, you know, they talk like they're the shit. And they act like they're the shit. They don't feel the need to announce they're the shit. But even when they do, they pull it off well. But I feel like there's a distinctive difference in those who are like, how do I put this? With my ex Jared, like, he was building up his confidence. Like, before, he'd be like, oh, I don't know, am I really worth to me? Am I worth to me? But then after a while, I was like, babe, you got a big ass dick. And I'm with you because you are sweet. And I was going to say smart, no, he's not. Because you are sweet, thoughtful, intentional. You are very kind and dedicated. And you are a wonderful, strong, sexy man. You need to act like you make me fucking come a million times each time we have sex. Because we do. Because you do. So act like it. And so then he went from little wimp ass energy to like, I'd be like, ooh, good job, baby. You did fucking amazing. He'd be like, hell yeah, I did. Fuck yeah. And start flexing. And then like, if I ever gave him a compliment, instead of rebounding it like low self-esteem people tend to, he'd be like, hell yeah, you're right. I am a good singer. I do, like, you know, he was practicing, like, and then next thing you know, he'd go around telling people, yeah, I'm a really good singer. You should hear me sing sometime. I should do karaoke. And he actually started like putting himself out there and being more confident. That's good. That's good. And, like, how do I put this? I'm not gonna be mad at someone for, like, being overly confident in themselves. But I will say this. Usually on a dating app, if someone says that they're smart, kind, and funny, I don't think that's someone you should get involved with. Because people who are smart, kind, and funny would not write that. Because you'd be able to figure that out through natural conversation. Like, imagine it like this. Imagine a stranger came up to you totally in the street and then said, hey, just so you know, I'm a very smart, kind, and funny guy. So you should give me your phone number now. You'd be kind of like, I don't, let me figure that out for myself, sir. And then funny enough, I remember this one guy, yeah, it was late at night. I went inside of this corner store and this one guy, I told him that I wasn't interested and that I'm in a relationship, and he just kept trying to be like, well, listen, I'm a nice guy. You know, I'm nice, I'm smart, I'm clean, I'm hygienic. And it's really late at night. And you know, there's a lot of bad people in this neighborhood, so you should go ahead and just tell me your name. And then I'll tell you mine. And then you can go. You know, and then he was basically trying to do it because of the implication shit. And as you can imagine, I gave him like, it was so funny. I told him my name. He said, you said Karina? And I just said, sure. And then guess what? I left the store later on and he was, guess what? Outside with the other weird ass niggas that he supposedly was not. And then he was repeatedly yelling at me and watching me across the street, being a massive fucking creep. Disturbing behavior. Like, what the fuck is up with these niggas? People who are nice and smart and funny usually don't tell people that. Like, no. Because it's like, you know, like, how do I put this? If you met someone who you naturally was talking to them and they told you some intelligent shit, or they made you laugh, or they did something kind, you would come to that conclusion yourself. Why would a person feel the need to announce that? So I'm just saying, and I'll put it to you like this. This is the example I was going to start off with. When I was dating that dude, Alex, if anyone remembers, well, actually, if you don't remember him, it's okay. I'm going to retell the story. I saw on his profile a lot of potential red flags. Like, but, you know, some that I thought weren't going to be, some looked a little bit yellow or orange to me. It was like, he listed his achievements of his parents and not him. So he was like, I'm the son of a talented professor and a extremely funny actress. And also it had his like full legal name on his Bumble profile. And I kind of thought to myself, he really wants to be Google searched and known for his parents' talents in hopes that it transfers onto him. Okay, I'm not going to hold that against him, but I will keep that in mind. But then at the end of his profile it said, I am a smart, kind, and funny individual. And I kind of thought to myself, I doubt that. You probably want to be seen as that, but okay. I read more of his profile, and then it also said some stuff that just came off as like arrogant and kind of like, I'm not going to say the word feminine. Feminine in a man is not inherently bad, but let's just say there's a certain amount of arrogance that can come from men who write things like, ooh, I feel most confident when I put on my skinniest pair of like jeans or slacks and my tall boot-cut leather boots with a chain on my hips. And it's like, I just kind of thought to and then like his best sweater buttoned down with a good cardigan. I kind of thought to myself, this is a weird thing for a man to write, but maybe he's a metrosexual, or he's extremely arrogant, or who fucking knows. Let's wait and see. The answer was both, but either way, let's just say he was trying to advertise himself as smart, kind, and funny. Smart in some ways. Like, in some ways he did teach me interesting things about the history of the Holocaust and stuff. He's Jewish, so it's not a red flag if you're Jewish. If he wasn't, then it's like, oh, why do you know that? Like, you know, if it was like a first or second or third date and he was just like, I'm gonna tell you every reason why the world hates the Jews, and he wasn't Jewish, that would be bad. He was Jewish. I'm clarifying that he was educating me in a good, healthy way. But I have also I've also had dates with, let's not even talk about the other bad dates. Let's focus on this one. Anyway, let's just say, was he funny? No, he was not. Anytime I actually interacted with him, he kept doing this thing where he would just unprovoked make jokes about BBLs. You could say any celebrity's name, and then he'd be like, oh, what do you think they'd ever get a BBL? And then he'd do like a really long, like 10-second, like laugh. And he'd say BBL kind of funny, and then do like a little, with his lips on his top lip. I never understood that. He did it like every day. He was not a funny man. Was he a kind man? I don't know. You tell me. Oh, the third date when I was at his house, he kept trying to pressure me into sex repeatedly. And then he tried negging and insulting me whenever he had the chance. Also, even before then, which I totally forgot about. Anytime he heard about like a massive achievement that I did, whether it was in terms of modeling or screenwriting or anything creative, he would just stare emotionlessly, blink, and then have a huge pause, and then be like, well, I've met intelligent people before. Well, I've met attractive people before. And then, like, I'd clock him on that, and then he'd make up an excuse. Like, no, I was trying to say that that it's good, and da-da-da-da, and he'd make up an excuse. The first time it was believable, but the second time I was like, fuck no. And then, yeah, it's like, what, yeah, A smart, kind, and funny dude would absolutely not be the type of man who decided, Tamia's at my house and she doesn't want to have sex, but she is interested in me and told me that there might be a chance if I compliment her. I should try as many passive-aggressive insults her way as possible, and then when that doesn't work, anytime she looks away, I'm going to unbutton a button on my shirt and then lower my pants. And then eventually I noticed, because I just looked back and his fucking saggy-ass boxer briefs were just, like, out, and his pants were damn near past them. I didn't see any sort of boner, which was, ugh. We see what energy he's giving. And then on top of that, like, his shirt was just all the way unbuttoned, and you could see his bright pink nipples and his hairy-ass chest, and he didn't have any muscles on his body, so he did this kind of weird thing where he was trying to make it look sexy as if he was breathing really hard and heavy with some big heaving chest. It's like, nigga, you have a shag carpet sternum. It's bony as fuck. I can tell you're just moving your spine and your hips to try to look like you're buffer than you are. What the fuck? And also, he forgot a massive piece of information about me that he was told, like, at least 5 times. And then, instead of just saying, oh, my bad, I'm sorry, he instead tried to gaslight me. And then when I said, no, we talked about this 5 separate times, he just kept trying to gaslight me. To the point where I actually got so pissed at him that I almost had a breakdown. And then let's just say the night ended very, very poorly. I almost threw hands with that nigga from how insulted I was. Anyway, yeah, I don't think an individual who is smart would do anything in that capacity. I don't think an individual who is nice would choose a bunch of insults before they would choose any sort of compliment. And I don't think an individual who is funny would think that just constantly saying, ooh, what if that celebrity had a BBL, like every fucking 5 to 10 minutes about any celebrity ever, would be top tier humor. Anyway, Jesus Christ, I knew he had insecurities, and I was willing to like him regardless of his insecurities, because believe it or not, like, he still had enough, like, stuff about him that was still, like, he was still funny in other ways. He was still relatable. Well, he wasn't the funniest, but he was still relatable, and he was still chill, and we had a good energy, and, like, he was a metrosexual, so we did get to go into, like, stores and, like, try on wigs and stuff, and talk about cross-dressing, and do things that I couldn't do with a lot of other people, you know? So it was still good in some ways. It's a shame that he had to ruin it by being such a disgusting fucking rude pervert. But oh well. This story ends with me basically sending him a very, very, very long list of everything wrong with him. But since I know niggas don't always read paragraphs, I just started it off with, oh, I know that deep down you're really insecure because you put in your profile your parents' achievements because you don't really have any of your own, but that doesn't mean you have to act like that to women in your house, who you were lucky to get. Anyway, yeah, if you're truly a smart, kind, and funny person, you would not need to do that. No, and also if you really had accomplishments and wanted to be seen as an accomplished person, you would list your accomplishments. But he was a very insecure guy, very, very insecure, and so me having actual accomplishments and stuff, and like, yeah, he also just wanted to keep talking about the stuff he did and get his ego stroked, which I was fine with, because he did do some pretty cool stuff. I forgot to mention, he also, that last time I saw him at his house, he tried to put on a really deep voice, thinking that it would seduce me. He sounded like, I don't know, his voice kind of went from, like, one of the gay men in Modern Family to, like, Bane from The Dark Knight Rises, and it's like, that could have been a cool skill to whip out anywhere else, excluding when you're trying to seduce me with your, no. You can't just insult me, then be like, I'm gonna pull out the deep daddy voice that's gonna make this 20-something-year-old get her daddy issues triggered, and she's gonna fuck me. It's like, no, I'm just gonna fight you. He almost got fought. I really just thought to myself, he is so fucking stupid, because why did he think any of this would work? Jesus. Insecure, wheezy little man. Strange individual. It's a shame. I don't know. He really should have gotten more, I don't know. It's a bummer. I really did like him, though, before all that nonsense. I'm glad the nonsense came out sooner rather than later, though, but it would have been nice if it didn't exist at all. That was a man who did have some accomplishments, but didn't think they were cool enough to put on his profile, so he wanted to mooch off of his parents' wealth and accolades to try to look cool to women like me. And then he also did not like the idea of competition. When there was no competition, it was just like a friendship leading into romance. Whatever. I can't change him. All I can do is just be like, okay, no more I'm gonna make that my last time giving an insecure dude a chance, because they always fuck it up. And I'll just stick to the dudes who put their own hobbies, own interests, own achievements on their profile and are confident enough to announce to the world, like, hey, I do this and I do that, and I'm good at this and I'm good at that, and I truly believe that I'm good at this and I'm willing to show it to you. Like, that's what you should be confident in. Be confident on what you give to the world, But he had false confidence that was just fake, and I don't know, the cards came falling down. And yeah, and I would have preferred if he didn't put that he was smart, funny, or anything in his profile, because it really just set him up for failure. It's like, nah. Anyway, yeah, peace out.